Hello, my name is Lydia Esenam. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you've been following my story about challenging myself to a 30-day storytelling of how I arrived in Canada as an international student and how I'm navigating my life as everything in between and an education consultant. Today is day 9, and I'm going to be talking about how I balance school, work, and life as an international student, practical routines. And this is how I'm navigating my life in Canada. And I must say that it hasn't been easy at all, but trust me, everything is possible. So, yesterday I spoke about the jobs that I had done in Canada. I had worked in a dessert store, I had worked in an African store warehouse, and then I worked in Worry. Someone says that God really buttered my bread, but yo, who am I? Basically, when I was working in the Africa store, it was just about the same time that I had started like school, right? So imagine my lectures being around sometimes 2 p.m., sometimes 4. So depending on my schedule, I would work and finish, and then I would do the travel to for lectures. And after lectures, I have to take the train all the way back home. And sometimes I go home like around 11, and then I have to do my assignments, and so it will take me like up to 12 midnight to sleep. And this was my routine. This was my routine, oh. And in between that, on weekends, Sunday, I would go to church, I would serve. I would either serve on the fruitful community. So those were like realistic routines. I was burned out throughout. But when I finished my coursework and I was doing my co-op, that was where I got a little bit of flexibility. But I would still wake up very early because I lived in Brampton and my office was in North York, right? Young Street. So I would go all the way. I leave the house around 7 a.m., sometimes 6:45 because I want to get to work by 8 or 8:30. So I had to really, really do the commute, get to work, start work, and then I'll leave work at about 5, right? And then I'll do the commute 2 hours back home. And I was doing this Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday, whether it was snowing or not. And then I would rest on weekends. On a Saturday, I'll cook, prep my meals, and all of that. And then Sunday, I would go to church. I serve in church, so I serve in the media department and all of that. I did all that. Like I was that consistent. So those were how I balanced work. And one thing about being an international student in Canada is that the system is such that you don't have any excuse than to manage your time. Hmm. If you do not manage your time properly, life will just pass you by. You have to manage your time every day. Every day, you need to have a schedule that works for you. After today, when I tell people that my life is scheduled in my calendar, they think I'm lying, but that is how I have like purposefully planned my life. I know what I'm doing from morning till a certain time. I know what I'm doing from a certain time to the other. In the evenings, I know what I'm doing. So it's that structured. If you don't build that resilience and structure, it would hit you. Like life will go by and you've not done anything for yourself. So those were how I balanced life. Sometimes work would have to take me for a school tour and I have to go out of the city. And then when I'm coming back, I have to commute back home. And I lived in Brampton out of the city. Like so I had to commute. When I say out of the city, I mean it's not close to the big city, but I have to do like a 2 hour commute, at least 2 hours. And this is you on the subway, on the train, on the bus. Before you get home, man, you are so exhausted. So you are just so exhausted with everything and anything. So if you do not really structure your life and prioritize what matters to you, you just be drowned in doing everything and nothing. Yeah. So as an international student, one advice I will give you is to find balance. Finding balance, work, school, community work, volunteering, all those things. Another way to find balance is have fun. Have fun. The world is not coming to an end. And when I say have fun, not like you're having fun and your head is you're working with your head. No. Have fun in find find pleasure in enjoying the moment, connecting with your community. For sure, my community has been people within Fruitful House, close knit friends. My community were my schoolmates. I'm going to share how I made friends in Canada. I'm going to share that in the subsequent videos, but have fun. When you're invited out, please go. Just go meet people. In Canada, there is a a culture where when you're invited out, you have to ask if you're going to pay your own bill because in Canada, you pay your own bills when you are invited out, especially when you go to a public place like a restaurant, whatever, you have to pay your own bill. So know that. But if you're working and you're spending a few bucks on yourself, there's nothing wrong with it. Have fun, go sightseeing, go to the park, go for a walk, volunteer, go for networking events. There are ways that you can connect with other people who are outside of your community, and those are where you can get lots of opportunities for anything that you do or anything that you're looking for. So for me, I try to find balance. I try to have fun. I try to work so hard. I try to also worship on the weekends. I try to, you know, be there for other people who need me. So those were ways that I really, really found balance between work, school, and my life as an international student in Canada. I don't know how you do it, but do share with me in the comments how you find balance, what your routines are, and all of that. I know students who sometimes wake up like 4 a.m. and they have to start commuting to wherever they gotta go. But I see you all. I see you all. And may God bless everything that you are doing with your hands. I wish that for you. By the time you click the next video, I'll be there to welcome you. This is Lydia Esenam, and I've been sharing my journey to stay consistent for the next 30 days, to sharing how I arrived in Canada as an international student from Ghana and my life as an education consultant. Keep being awesome, and God bless you. Bye bye now.